Dapat pala sinuot ko yung Hawaiian dress ko.
Ready na ba?
Ako. Malapit ka na.
No, ma'am, no.
Diyan mo. Okay na. Okay na.
Teka lang.
Anong klase ka ini?
Hindi na dyan ko na pala. Hindi ka nagsasabi.
Ali! Hamilton sila? Okay.
Ganun talaga.
English Renaissance Theater or Modern English Theater, and commonly referred to as the Elizabethan Theater, is the theater of England between 1562 and 1642. It is English drama written between the Reformation and the closure of the theaters after the Puritan Revolution. This is the style of the plays of William Shakespeare, Christopher Marlowe, and Ben Jonson. The period starts before the establishment of the first permanent theaters. The Elizabethan stage was a presentational theater in that there was no attempt to persuade the audience that they were not in a theater, and no attempt was made to create any dramatic illusions because there was very little scenery. Also, the actors could speak directly to the audience. The soliloquy, a speech spoken directly to the audience, was a typical characteristic of Elizabethan drama. The acting companies functioned on a repertory system, unlike modern productions that can run for months or years on end. One distinctive feature of the companies was that they included only males. Female parts were played by adolescent boy players in women's costume. Performances also occurred in the afternoon since no artificial light existed. Genres of the period included the history play, which depicted English or European history. Comedies were common too. A subgenre developed in this period was the city comedy, which deals satirically with life in London after the fashion of Roman New Comedy. Tragedy was an amazingly popular genre. The four tragedies considered to be Shakespeare's greatest was the Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, and Macbeth. These were composed during this period as well as many others. The Dagger Speech is certainly one of the most celebrated in Shakespeare. The soliloquy is a fascinating piece of stage psychology. The structure of the lines precisely echoes the swings from lucidity to mental disturbance that characterize Macbeth throughout the play.
All is well, sir. I dreamt of the three Weird sisters last night. To you they have showed some clue. I think not of them. At your kind's pleasure. If you cleave to my consequences, then it shall make honor for you. So I lose not in seeking to augment it. But I shall be counselled. Good repose the while. Thank you, sir. The like to you. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not a fatal vision, as sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou a bloody vision, a dagger of the mind of false creation? This does not exist. A bloody vision with Tarkin's ravishing strides moves like a ghost. It's over. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that can summon through heaven or to hell.
basically contemplating suicide on and off throughout the soliloquy. In this soliloquy, he compares death to his little sleep, which he thinks wouldn't be so bad. The only catch is that we might have dreams when dead. Bad dreams.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles and by to sleep, to die, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that pleasures answer. This is a consummation devoutly to be wish. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. For when we say sleep, for sleep of death, what dreams may come. When we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely? No traveler returns puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear the ills we have than fly to others we know not of. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native view of resolution is sickly or with a pale cast of thought. With that regard, the current turns awry and lose the name of action.
Shakespeare's tragic drama of the star-crossed young lovers Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet is best remembered for the famous balcony scene. Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet are teenagers who fell deeply in love, but their families are bitter enemies. Romeo and Juliet meet and learn they belong to the opposing families of Montague and Capulet. Despite the conflicting loyalties of their families, they swear their love for each other and decide to marry.
How do I tell you who I am without telling you a name? I hate my name, dear saint, for it is a name of your enemy. If I had written it down, I would tear up the paper. I am neither of those things if you dislike me.
How did you get here? Why did you come? The order walls are high and it's hard to climb over them. If any of my relatives find you here, they'll kill you because of who you are.
I flew over these walls with the light wings of love. Stone walls can't keep love out. It's hard to make it. Therefore, your families know it.
But if they see you, they will kill you.
Yes, one angry look from you is far worse than 20 of your relatives with swords. Just me. And I'm invincible from their hatred.
I will do anything. Anything to keep them from seeing you.
Darkness will hide me from them. And if you don't love me, let them find me here. I'd rather they killed me than having to live without your love.
But who told you how to get here below my bed?
Love showed me the way. The very thing that made me look for you in the first place. Love told me what to do, and I let love borrow my eyes. I'm not a sailor.
Once about no illusion ni
After 1642, during the English English Civil War and the ensuing English Commonwealth, even after the Puritan mandated banning of the performance of plays, theatrical activities which continued English Renaissance theater could be seen to some extent. The theaters were not closed. The buildings were used for other purposes than staging plays. The performance of plays remained banned for most of the next 18 years, becoming allowed again after the restoration of the monarchy in 1660. The theater started again performing many of the plays of the previous era, though often in adapted forms. New genres of restoration, comedy, and spectacle soon evolved, giving English theater of the later